Welcome to Afternoon Bee. Thank you for joining us today on our podcast and Instagram TV little stream discussion group that we've created. We're going to introduce ourselves today and sort of discuss the topics we wish to share and discuss with you over the next few weeks. So my name is Charlotte Rutter. I'm the Programme Director here at the Business School for Creative Industries. My background was entrepreneurial from my degree a few years ago. I had a fashion business with a business partner for 13 years. I led my way into the academic world and have been there ever since. And made my way from lecturer up to programme director, consultant, entrepreneur, and anything else in between that I really enjoyed doing. I have many passions and areas of interest, from retail through to forecasting, sustainability, consumer insights and behaviours, well-being and emotional resilience, entrepreneur to mass corporation. I'm a mentor and a leader and a learner constantly. I think one of my biggest accomplishments today, which I'm celebrating today, is one of my chapters that I've written over the years has had 1,000 reads, which is amazing. And I have presented and written content across conferences in both educational world and publications. So that's me.
So I'm Fran Sheldon, leading off from Charlotte there, and I'm also working at the business school as a senior lecturer in fashion trends and sustainability. So my main areas of interest are all to do with fashion features, what's happening with the fashion industry next. So I'm constantly got my head into the future, but a lot of that comes from my knowledge of the past as well. So how I really got into the industry was through costume, so thinking very much about sort of historical references of clothing and what we wear, and that feeds massively into where fashion's going next, and I see it constantly emerging within trends as well. So it's a bit of backwards and forwards with me, but I do a lot of research, and I feel like that really grounds a lot of my thoughts on the practice, and I sort of work a lot more with sustainability as well. So previously worked with Fashion Revolution on some of their campaigns, and also worked within the trend industry as well, within Edited, being the head of education and going around all the main fashion schools globally, talking about trends, where they come from, how they emerge, how they migrate. And a lot of that really just feeds really well into teaching as well. So going to talk about that a little bit more with everybody here, and looking forward to our podcast coming up.
Hello, my name is Toy Lakachu, and I am a lecturer in management and creative industries at the business school. My background is working with lots of UK and international brands on business development and international expansion, which has kind of taken me all over the world, raising profiles and marketing the best of British fashion and retail across the world over the years. And I've also kind of been working on my own thing in my spare time, kind of working on with small and medium startup brands on helping to kind of grow the business both digitally and through lots of different kind of streams, but also kind of working with lots of different organisations trying to raise profile and help businesses become much more proactive in terms of how to do strategies, sales forecasting, and so forth. And you know, one of the things I like to do a lot of is kind of working in collaboration with lots of people and kind of do lots of talks in my spare time on lots of different kind of discussions, talk about sustainability, about how to set up a business, the importance of marketing and sales. So that's kind of me. I will be kind of here hosting a couple of sessions around top tips, and hopefully I'll have some guest businesses coming in to talk alongside me. So I look forward to seeing you all, and yeah, happy to be here.
I wish I'd gone first now. Everyone's trumped me with their experiences and what they've been up to. But hi guys, I'm Louis Stuart Pointer. I'm a recent graduate of the business school. Not this year, last year now, which seems scary. I'm also lecturing on the fashion business and management course, and I jumped straight into freelancing from university. So that's really been my journey. I've been working with a few clients on a lead of my own namesake studio, so I work across brand strategy, identity, communications, those kind of things across the creative industries. And over the next few weeks with the podcast, I just hope to kind of learn a bit more about you guys as much as you want to learn about us. So I'm hopefully going to be having some guests on, alumni that have kind of what they've gone on to do, their experiences at the business school, what they're up to now, how it's prepared them for the future, and some bits about freelancing. Okay, so I kind of just dive straight into it. So I kind of want to give you guys some tips, some insights, how I done it, why I did it, the kind of the business spiel that goes along with it, those kind of things, and how to get clients, networking, all those kind of things. So yeah, this is very raw for all of us. I think this is the first time we've done something like this. So we want you guys to be a part of it as much as possible. Okay, so if there's topics you want to talk about, if there's questions you've got, you've found an article and you think I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on it, or you want to give your opinion, you want to come on and you think you've got some really great content that you want to talk about or ideas that you've worked on for your projects, we'd love you guys to get involved as much as possible. Okay, so whether it's you want to be on the socials, you want to come on the podcast, you just want to expose your work on the social site that we've set up, be connected over the summer, please, please, please get involved, because at the end of the day, that's the idea of the podcast and the summer campaign. Okay, that's what the Be Connected idea is about. The business school's a community, and we want to push that as much as possible. So
should we go over our sort of subjects that we're all
sure,
sort of
go for it. Yeah,
as a sign off. I was going to sort of mainly sort of talk about areas of retail landscape and supply chain impact, agility and change and navigating our way through, and then well-being in industry and education. So we're all going to host a couple of sessions. So I think that's a really good sign-off, Lou, for everyone to sort of know the topics. So if you want to be involved in those, then or if you've got any input, that'd be fantastic. Fran?
Yeah, so leading with my sort of specialisms on trend sustainability, mine's always into those camps. So hoping to look at the idea of the season, the death of the season perhaps, and thinking about what replaces that, drop and hype-based seasons, instead of working from a kind of an archaic fashion calendar. And what does that mean in terms of sustainability, and what does that mean in terms of trend? I'm also quite interested in new influences, so the idea of entire clothing lines built from Netflix, built from music, built from games, outside influences. I think that's going to be quite an interesting conversation to cover. And also just thinking about the connection between fashion and wider society, and thinking about sustainability, and especially now, the fact that it's so much more to the fore. What does that mean? Where do we go next? So lots of interesting discussions ahead, hopefully.
So I think I'm kicking off next week with the first kind of discussion, I think, on this. So I'm going to be covering things around business tips, business insight, and how to kind of grow or create networks and so forth. So next week I'm kicking off with how to create networks and create opportunities. So if you're looking to kind of expand your networks, build your networks whilst you're at university or after university, I'm going to be here next week and giving some top tips on where to start, who should be talking to, what kind of platforms, and how to utilise those platforms to make those switches, to get those connections, to help you on your way once you kind of graduate or within your future career. And then hopefully in a couple of weeks' time, I hope to have a guest speaker. I can't say who they're going to be at the moment, so I'm just waiting for them to confirm. But there will be a guest speaker to come on with me. But I'm hoping to have a great business come on and talk about his insights and some views on how they set up their business and how they've used a lot of the social media channels to grow an amazing business online. So there's been an informal discussion around them giving some insights into how that's all kind of happened. So look forward to seeing you all next week.
And my discussions, as I previously mentioned, just quickly, I think my first one I'll be calling the grad show as such. So as I said, hopefully I'll be having alumni and graduates and students on. But equally, like I say, if you guys want to come in and talk, that's amazing. I've got a couple of people lined up that are kind of entrepreneurial as it is, still in their studies. Okay, so they've set up their own business while still at the business school, and we can talk through that. Just quite an informal chat about what they've been up to, how they've managed their time. If you guys have got a project or a venture that you want to talk about, or a startup that you're looking to run within the next year or so, whenever you're looking to get going with that, please feel free to get in contact with us, and we'd love to have you on and speak about that. And then my second, as I said, will probably be more about freelance. So we've had some great people, graduates, alumni that have gone into freelancing, have set up their own platforms to support freelancers, their own initiatives. So probably try and have a chat with those and see how they've done it and see what they've learned and kind of the resources and the tools that they can offer you. I think we'll also have some of my year graduates on who are kind of doing some really interesting things during the COVID lockdown. So they've kind of taken it on themselves to kind of set up like an artistic studio as such, and they might have a better name for it rather than what I've called it, but just some really cool things that they've been up to, and kind of this idea of keeping your creativity going regardless of where you are. So I think that's about it from me. If anyone wants to add anything else, or
I think that sounds
no?
great, Louis.
We all good?
Yeah.
Well, so it's
Yeah, I think so.
short and sweet, guys, but yeah, as we say, any content you want to talk about, any opinions you may have, please write into us, DM us on Instagram, any of our socials. Please check out our social site to see what we've got going on over the next few weeks. Some really great stuff, whether it's something that a tutor's hosting, a masterclass, a workshop, those kind of things. There's so much going on, and we'd love you guys to be a part of it. But I think for now we'll sign off. Hopefully next week we'll have one of those podcast jingles for you to end it with. That could be a way you can get involved if you're a music producer, or you just like creating a jingle here and there. Please get involved.
Yeah, someone gets a jingle for next week. That's a great one. There we go. That's your mission.
Yeah, that's some homework for the week. That's some summer homework.
Yeah.
Get us a jingle. We'll have a jingle competition, a jingle off.
Yeah. Yeah, can we? That'd be awesome. Yeah,
We'll set it up.
I've been thinking about the jingle this morning. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
we need a jingle by next week. That's our challenge.
Because I think they'll probably do it a lot better than anything we'd be able to put together.
What are you saying, Louis?
Yeah. not aimed at anyone there. That was just fired blankly.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's anyone come up with a jingle for our afternoon B podcast and live stream. That'd be fantastic.
We'll get that sorted.
Brilliant.
Great. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Look forward to seeing you next week. Please let us know what you thought of today. Any feedback, we'd love to see it. If you've watched, if you've listened, please share it on your story. Remember to tag us, UCAB School, whatever platform you're on. And just keep checking out the social site. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on and a lot of stuff that we think you guys would love to be involved in. So, for now, bye from me. Thanks, guys.
See you later. See you next week.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.